Welcome to the Spirit Podcast, and this show is brought to you by Ivy League Brand.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We have an official sponsor. Go check them out at ivyleaguebrand.com, ivyleaguebrand.com. Use promo code Spirit Podcast to get yourself 16% off your purchase.
And the link will be in the description to go to that website, and thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Coranacast.
The world's coming to an end!
Ooh, he's coming in hot. Welcome to the Coranacast Part 3.
This one we're going to talk about it!
Hoff and I are 6 feet apart distance. Back up, motherfucker.
Sorry, dude.
God, we're not trying to get
I was in Panda the other day, picking up for Uber Eats, making some coin, and they had literal tape on the ground showing 6 feet apart.
Yep, that's the world we're in. Target's doing the same thing, too.
But what, do you put that throughout the whole store? Just, can you imagine?
Checkout lines, yeah.
Okay, checkout lines.
It's like when you're in close proximity for a long period of time.
But I mean,
like a total
is
cheerleader.
the person that's doing the cash out, are you 6 feet apart from them?
6 feet apart?
Dom?
Boy.
Boy.
Quarantine or not, we still got it, you know? Yeah, I guess. I don't fucking know. But I just got the great news. So
awesome news.
So Hoff was like, hey, let's do a podcast in person. I'm like, dope, let's do it Friday. Sounds good. Now, my wife has been working at the hospital. She's a social worker. And so far, she hasn't been in any contact. We'll be right back. So she comes in contact with people, but she's pretty well isolated. She doesn't actually directly go into any patient's rooms, so that's pretty good. But today, as you came in and put your Xbox down, she texts me and says, Laura and JJ aren't coming, my brother and sister-in-law. They're not coming. Hoff probably shouldn't come too, as I'm staring at him.
I'm here, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. And because I guess one of the patients she discharged has COVID. So, your boy's going to get sick. I sleep next to a ticking time bomb.
And I'm obviously going to get sick, too, because I am in front of Dom.
Well, see, I don't have contact with her yet. After today will be an issue, so we're just going to drink our problems away. Okay,
I thought it was she had the patient she discharged a couple days ago. It was today.
Yes. No, it was a couple days ago.
So,
maybe. I don't know. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine. Everyone's good. Yeah, man.
Thanks for inviting me over.
You're welcome. I'm sorry to lead you.
It was my idea, to be honest.
It was your idea. You called. I wanted to do a Skype one. You said it's been shit lately, so let's do one in person. But we're 6 feet apart. You're fine. Don't hit any of the jewels.
So that's why you wanted me to buy that case of Trulies. It's gonna be bad. All right. So I mean, besides that, I ran into a tweet that kind of pissed me off, and I was on the topic already because I wanted to talk about it. Okay. So I've been digging deep. Okay. What do you mean?
Make sure it doesn't die. Like your Xbox shuts off.
We're currently doing the update for Warzone.
Yep.
So I wanted to bring this up, right? So I ran into this tweet, okay, and it said something like, "What are men doing?" It was like this girl tweeting, "What are men doing this during the time of quarantine? I hope thinking about their actions." Okay.
Does she have short hair by chance?
I don't know. It was just let me get the correct. Okay. What are men doing during all this extra free time? Reflecting on their actions, I hope. Grace, okay, at GARRCIE. That's not Grace. That's not how you spell Grace. Okay, that's Garci. You sound like me now. Okay? And first off, okay,
fuck you.
This whole society is now being flip-flopped. It is now being flip-flopped, okay? And you know who are in charge of the families now, Dom?
Who?
The children. The children are now in charge of the families.
The children.
Okay? Garci, you are kind of hot, though, so hit me up. No, just kidding.
Hit me up if you want me to change your mind. That's good. You're doing the Lord's work. That's good.
I am, and I have been getting into religion more. And you know what's crazy about it? I am...
What are you doing?
Well, dude, I don't want to waste my batteries, bro.
I have batteries.
All right, dude.
I have a shit ton of batteries.
All right, fine.
I'll give you some to take home.
Dude, do it. Okay? That will make up
I think
for
I have
me.
actually 50 packs of batteries. I'll give you a couple. Get you through this long quarantine. But back to what you were saying. Stupid bitch. As if it's men's fault the world sucks.
Men are being blamed for everything, dude.
Go to hell?
If you even bring up, like, can we even say we're men now?
No. Saying the word man is patriarchal and sexist. You can't say the word man anymore.
I listened to this podcast with Elliot Hulse and this one guy called Elliot Hulse. I'm a big fan of you. Shout out. Elliot Hulse and Jason Capital on YouTube. And we're talking about the theme of it was it's called Hooking Up is Completely Useless.
It is.
And what they were talking about, they touched on that a little bit, and I agree with it. Was because I don't know if you knew, I've been 5 weeks clean of watching any PRN, and 4 weeks clean.
Is that Swedish for porn? PRN?
Well, maybe my parents can't spell. And well, dude, I'm ashamed of it. It's awful. It's an awful thing. It ruins your brain. And I've also been 4 weeks of no fat, and I'm through this, dude.
4 weeks?
4 weeks no fat.
This is the guy who on the podcast said 7 days into No Nut November broke.
Yeah, 12 days. It was 12 days.
12. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
What did I say? 10? I don't know. I thought it was 12, but then I shortchanged you.
No, it's all good, man.
So 12 days, and now you're at a month?
And I literally don't even think about it now. I literally look at it as it's like I look at it and it makes me more weak when I do it.
Sure.
It really does. And when each time you do it, I believe, and I think this is taken definitely a stance, each time you watch porn, right, you're making yourself more weak to the idea that you have no self-control. And when you have no self-control, right, and then now, when it comes to wanting that, what do you call it?
Release?
Self-gratification.
There it is.
You're choosing self-gratification over the future.
Over
and that's
love.
100% what you're doing, right? And each time you do it, now you're not able to love your future wife as much as you possibly can.
So here's my question.
Okay. Absolutely. Let's dig into this, bro.
Let's say in 2 weeks' time of quarantine, so that'd be 6 weeks, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
I'm not even going to make fun of you.
Thank you.
Because even though I would make fun of you, I support it. And agree with it. Let's say in 2 weeks' time you find a lady.
Okay.
And this lady's everything you want. Glasses, skinny. She's got a peach on her. Sweet gal.
Absolutely.
Loves Jesus and bodybuilding.
Absolutely. Wow.
I was like, I might break the 4 weeks right now. No, you do. Now, are you going to engage in any premarital relations? Not even intercourse, just relations.
Relations meaning like...
Second base, third base, second base. First base being making out, obviously. You're going to engage in second base, third base? Or are you going to lock it up because you're just trying to keep that selflessness at bay? Or selfish.
The way I've been looking at it lately is I would go as far... I don't think I'd want to do the first kiss for a couple of weeks. Because I want to get the intentions out that this isn't what I'm...
We're here to make something here.
We're here to make something serious, and I don't want to bring the physical side of things involved.
100%.
Because I think you could say you're committed without being on the physical side of things.
Now, that's a conversation you're going to have up front.
Absolutely.
Because I had a conversation up front with a lady, not to detract from you, but I had a conversation with a lady. I was like, I'm not going to have sex with you. Mm-hmm. And broke up with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, and like, that's the thing. Like, I've been called, like, gay over it, you know, that you don't want to, like, do anything with a girl, you know, and the next thing you know, you're just, like, people are thinking, like, you're gay, and people are thinking, like, you're, like, I'm like, no, I'm just trying to have some self-control, and, like...
That's rare.
It is.
Especially in this, day.
It is, 100,000%. So, I'm going to get a little stand here, so I'm going to have to hold this like a nincompoop. All right, here we go. We're good. Let's do some ASMR. You want to do some ASMR?
No.
Right here, real quick. You don't want to do some ASMR podcast? You don't like
Turn your mic down a little bit. Yeah, just crank it to half.
Right there?
Yeah. That's perfect.
Good?
No, you went the other way.
I went the other way?
Yeah, you went the other way. Just turn. There you go. Just half.
There we go. All right, we're good. So,
We don't want to be like Aaron and Aiden's podcast.
Yeah, they're working on it. They're already on Apple Podcasts. Follow the Miller Podcast. Just type it in all one word on Apple Podcasts, and you'll find our boy Aaron. He was on a episode. Where are the men?
Yes, where the men at?
Where the men at?
Something like that. I think it's 45.
So listen to that one. If you like that one, go follow the Miller Podcast, all one word. Okay, so let's get back to this.
Yes.
Right. So I've been thinking a lot about what I'm doing each day, and is that making me more weak, right? And also putting aside the instant gratification for pursuing that as something that actually has meaning towards it, rather than chasing happiness, chasing meaning, right? Because meaning, happiness, this cup of coffee makes me happy. That truly makes you happy. That drool makes you happy.
That's not,
Right?
my vices don't need to be a part of this, big guy. All right.
Well, fine. Warzone makes us happy.
There you go.
Right? But does that really bring meaning?
True.
I mean, that dub, hell yeah,
it does,
that dub make us meaning. Right?
Oh, I still ride that
and
high.
obviously we're in a quarantine, so this is like
all we got.
This is all we got. And I'm not saying video games are bad.
No.
But chasing down to the realm of chasing meaning instead of happiness. Right? So with my whole this no fat thing, each time I would do that, it would be instant gratification with no meaning. I would sacrifice my happiness, long-term meaning for instant happiness.
Yep.
Right? And that's pretty fucked up. You're definitely losing a lot of virtues doing
We've
that.
said it on the podcast. When you are in that state of mind of instant gratification, it is like you are driving your bus, and then all of a sudden you're in the back of your bus,
Yes.
and it's really foggy, and someone else is driving it. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and a case of malt liquor next to him, and he's just like, "I got it from here, fam." And and then the next thing you know, you wake up, and you're in the front of your bus, and you're in a bad part of town.
So I'm kind of taking this as because the last time I did it was the whole fapping thing. I got seriously down on myself. Like it was like you feel like shit.
Yes.
You feel like absolute shit.
100%.
So I'm now taking this, and the only way for me to be able to continue this is if I take it literal serious as hell.
Yeah.
Because if I just take it like nonchalantly, I would have already been Riley Reid videos, all that kind of fun stuff.
It's a good follow on Twitter. It's a bad follow on Twitter.
Bad follow on Twitter.
It's a bad follow on Twitter.
It honestly that's how easy it is, dude.
It honestly is a bad follow on Twitter. It is because
it's such an easy thing.
There's so many memes that are just like scroll Instagram girl, cute
Yes,
girl,
dude.
and then a guy jumping off of a train onto Pornhub.
Yes.
That's what it is.
No,
it is a quick
100%.
hop, skip, and a jump. And you know what? Maybe there is some truth to toxic masculinity, because there is some women out there that are in 100%. Now, there are some horn dog women out there that are just as dick hungry as men are vagina hungry. That is fact.
Yeah.
But I think men struggle more, if you look at it one for one, with the idea of love or physical attraction being two separate things.
Okay.
I can be physically attracted to someone but not love them.
Yeah.
And want to do things with them that should be done in a state of love and marriage. So, and I think women are more inclined to look at a person as a whole. Is this guy is hot? Can he provide? Can he be a good father? Can he, when the chips are down, hold me? That's the kind of thing that women are much better at, where men it takes time. Some dudes out there are like, I'm 15, I know I want to marry my wife, and that's who I want. I was like, I want to marry my wife, then have sex with her. And sometimes reality doesn't always meet that.
Yeah,
It didn't
I'm
for me.
fall for it, 100%.
Yeah, and I think men as a race and as a species need to, I don't know where you teach it. I don't know where you teach it.
It comes to the fatherhood.
100%.
Yes. It comes down to the fathers.
Because I think if I had a worse father, I think I would have shortened that time frame from 22 to 15.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Because I remember
100%.
my dad, I was like driving past Lake Zurich High School, and I go, man, if I went there, I'd have like 2 kids by now. And he goes, you keep your fucking dick in your pants, idiot.
Yeah.
That's what you do. And that's literally what it is.
Exactly. And that's what it comes down to with this whole thing is I'm now looking at this as almost like a training to become the best father figure that I can.
Yeah.
And a father figure needs self-control.
Yeah.
A father figure has to look at a situation and not become emotional about it. Right?
Yeah.
There are going to be some angry, pissed off people in the comments right now, right?
Well, but see, like, that's the thing. Even with this whole COVID thing, my wife is freaking out. I'm freaking out, but I have not once showed it.
Yes.
I've been, like, fine.
Yeah.
And said, this is what we need to do, this is what we got to do, this is where we're at, and let's just make the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But what is fatherhood and husbandhood if not tough?
Yes. Do not put your dick in any girl unless you're thinking, not even thinking, wanting to have babies with them. And I was willing to accept
The responsibility.
that if you do this, there could be a baby. And there will be a baby. And you shouldn't put your dick in any girl that you're not willing to have a baby with.
Yes.
100%.
And if you want to go further, not in the sanctity of marriage with.
Yes. I regret the first time I had sex. 100%. I do.
Yeah.
I wish I would have waited till marriage. And I think that is such an important thing. And I'll say that out loud. I really don't care. Right? I regret my first time, and I really do think I should have waited. I believe 100% that I should have waited till marriage.
Yep.
Right? Because, one, it made me weaker. It made me look at that girl and just look at her and like, okay, I'm just going to do this because it's going to make me feel good.
It's going to give me
yes.
short-term happiness.
Sure, she might have thought the same thing, right? Obviously, it was a good time. Hell yeah, it was a good time.
All right, easy off,
Fucking right,
easy
it
off,
was a
easy
good
off,
time.
easy off.
But
Let's get back.
I was sacrificing the now for later.
You're sacrificing the later
for now. Thank you.
Yeah. And, dude, I always went into life and love. I could give a shit what I did as far as rounding the bases.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't want to hit a home run.
Yep.
You know, I didn't want to do that because I never wanted to have my first be someone I never spoke to ever again. I never wanted to lose it to someone I wouldn't speak to. So, and that's something that you have to come to terms with.
Yeah.
That's something that's hard to come to terms with is when you do and you live your life up to that point and then you go, oh, hey, you know what though? I did.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't speak to that person. Mm-hmm. And that's tough. Sorry, my sister, if you're listening. But it's tough. Now, I can say I've only done it with 2 people.
Yeah.
That person and my wife. That's it.
Yeah. That's good.
And I feel bad that that's the case because I was raised that way. Now some people aren't and they don't understand it, but I think when you do get married and you do find that person that is that person that's like when the chips are down, they got my back. I've been married 4 weeks and I'm in lockdown with my wife.
Yeah.
I've been married 4 weeks and literally the only people we have seen is each other for 4 weeks.
Yeah. But isn't that, because another thing they were talking on the podcast is once you have that person that has your back and has everything and you're good, like you are with them and you're at peace with them, doesn't that free up your mind to adventure out and explore that all the potential that you have is not being wasted on going out to bars Thursday through Saturday, hitting on a bunch of chicks that just like you're looking at them as meat and they're looking at you as meat, you know?
Yeah.
Once you're with that girl and once you're married with that girl, isn't that just like an awesome feeling that now you have
all this
extra energy, all this extra time to pursue things and things that you wanted to do with that person?
100%. I mean, I think what I've always wanted to do is travel. My wife and I are going to travel. We're leaving in October. We're going to possibly go someplace in November. It's a load off your mind and energy knowing that every day I have a consistent person that has got my back. I've got their back. We're going to go through this together, good and bad, and we're going to have memories together. Like the only person I've been really like seeing face to face is my wife for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's fine. You know, that's like, it's It sucks because we want to go out and enjoy things together as a couple, but I mean we can't. But we do what we can here.
So let me bring up one idea, and I really do think, because look, I mean, if you even look at the marriage statistics, the divorce rate,
50%, over 50%.
over 50%.
Yeah.
And I think that comes down to, here it comes, guys, here it comes. Oh boy. There needs to be roles when it comes to marriage.
Yeah.
And there needs to be strong fatherhood, and there needs to be strong motherhood. 100%. But right now, when the children are at the top of the family, and it's almost like they're making the decisions, right?
Yeah.
They're making the decisions, right? And they're making decisions based on the mother's emotional state.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, whether you say it or not, moms are so much more attached to the children.
Yep.
They are. And I don't think that's crazy to say.
It's in nature and it's in human society.
It's literally nature. Like, what we're talking about is nature. This isn't like, I'm not being sexist. Women are the most amazing things.
They are.
And I'm not saying that it's like...
The whole idea of weaker sex is hilarious.
No, it's not. It's just different roles.
Roles.
If a man tried to play a woman's role, we'd be a lot weaker. And I'm going to be crazy to say this. If a woman tried to play a man's role, they'd be a lot weaker.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I really do think with the whole porn community now, when the men have no self-control, they're giving up their manhood just to get in the sack with the girl.
Yep.
And when you're giving up your manhood to get in the sack with the girl, now who's in charge? You know?
Yeah. Well, it's a balance of 50. It's not even like there was a question on our thing for pre-Cana, which is what you go through in the Catholic Church before you get married, and it's like marriage is a partnership 50-50.
Yes.
Wrong. It is a partnership 100-100. I have to be 100% me.
Okay.
She has to be 100% herself.
Okay.
So, and that's a trick question because it's like, 50-50, we're in it together. No, 100-100. You both have to be 100% involved in this relationship to make it work. Because sometimes I can't be 100. Sometimes I'm depressed about work. I'm stressed. I can't make it to something. Blah, blah, blah. My wife has to be my other 20, you know, and she's got to be that 100%. So, and it's a role. Like my mom the other day, like, because like the churches are shut down amidst this whole coronavirus thing, so we can't go to mass together. And my wife and I have been doing a great job of going to mass every weekend, and that's what we need to do. And sometimes I'm the driving force. I'm like, no, we're going. You know, like I know you're tired. I know I'm tired. I don't want to wake up on a Sunday, but we'll go Saturday night.
Yeah.
But my mom said to me, "You're the spiritual leader of your house." And until I said I do, my father was.
Yeah.
So we took his lead.
Yeah.
Now I'm the one putting that lead out there. So, you know, every night we say our prayers, my wife and I, and then in the morning, on Sunday mornings, these last 2 weeks, we've been doing spiritual communion because you can't go. So that's my role, is to lead the house.
Yes.
And, well, I lead that aspect. Now, the thing that most people take as feminism is happy wife, happy life.
Old ball and chain, you know, and all that
But it's
shit.
true, because the thing is, in the Bible, it says, men, love your wife as Christ loved his church. What did Christ do for his church, Huff?
Died for it.
On a cross.
Yeah.
In a very brutal way. Now, that means I have to die to myself to make her happy.
Die for your family as well.
Yes.
Yes.
But there, with the family, comes a responsibility to make sure the father is appreciated.
Yes.
Because the family, in this sense, is the congregation, right? Jesus' church is his congregation. And what does the congregation need to do? Pay homage to God. Now, I'm not saying I'm Jesus Christ, but I need to die to my family as Christ died to his church. But the family also needs to support the father.
Yes.
It's a yin and yang. It's a balance. And to say one is more important than the other is not true. Because if I'm not being supported by my family, I'm not going to be able to die for them. And if I'm not dying for my family, why should they support me? So it's a back and forth and a yin and yang that needs to be done in order to create a copacetic family that operates properly. Of course, I love my children. Of course, I want to provide a life for them, but I need to die for them
And
first.
you also need to...
I need to take a back seat to my own selfish desires.
Yes.
Which in turn is pornography, which is my overt sexual nature. As a man, testosterone makes you do silly things. That's not saying men are toxic, but that's just saying we have a different genetic makeup that we need to be able to suppress
Yeah.
and say no to. And it's funny to me that there is this idea of toxic masculinity when in fact masculinity done the right way, which is taught by right masculine role models, is the most perfect form of love. Hey, I'm taking this shitty job. I hate it. I don't fucking want to go to it, but I'm doing it so my wife can have a life, so my kids can go to school, so my kids can go to college.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing it for. And the wife, maybe she's a stay-at-home mom. She's doing that, sacrificing her ability to earn money or whatever to make sure her kids come home to a mom, come home to love, come home to how was your day? What did you do? What homework do you need help with? Here's a nice snack. Here's a meal. It is 100% giving your best attributes to your family. What's wrong with that? Why is and hey, you know what? Sometimes my wife is more educated than me. She has a master's degree. She has more earning potential. Currently, she makes $3,000 more than me. But who knows? And maybe it's going to be called upon me to stay home. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's just you give what you need to give. I probably couldn't be a mother as well as my mother could, but I mean my wife could, but still. It's silly.
It's a very flip-flopped society idea. And the main thing I wanted to hit on it was the whole toxic masculinity. That's the main thing I wanted to hit on this podcast. I think it's just it's a weird idea that we live in that there shouldn't be order in a family. That there shouldn't be discipline, that there shouldn't be roles. And anytime that's brought up, it immediately, everybody's mind goes to, wow, that's sexist. Wow, that's like, that's toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Right? But it's literal, it's how nature even is.
Yeah.
You even look at chimps, even look at like different animals. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something that has been for millions and millions of years, but all of a sudden, you know, now it's toxic. Now there's this whole women's march thing, and like,
right. There's things about. See, that's the thing. A lot of causes start in a good in a good seed.
Yes.
Women's march, 100%. You're gonna eat on the podcast. Go ahead. No, eat on the podcast. Just keep away from the mic. That's all. There's so many good things that started from the women's march. I mean, yes, men should not slap their secretaries' asses, say they look nice, say they have a nice ass, or sleep with them so they can get ahead. No, that should not happen. But this idea that every man is toxic, everybody needs to check their male privilege or check their this and that is the problem. Because, hey, you know what? Not everyone has white privilege. There's a lot of people I know who are white that don't have shit, including my family. My dad's a white male. We don't have shit. You know, like, we don't have hundred thousands of dollars in the bank because we're a white family. No. And that's the thing. Everything starts in a good place, I think, except for I was going to say Black Lives Matter because it's based on a lie, but but that movement has value to it too. They see an issue and correct that issue, of course. But sometimes what happens is that these movements start and then they get so far off course. Yeah. And now it's like, you know, people go, all lives matter. No, that's racist. How the fuck is that racist? You know, like, I'm saying you matter, Hispanics matter, Asians matter, everybody matters. No, it's racist. How? Okay. Like, it's the problem with the evolution of movements where, you know, like all women's marches. Men are pigs, sexist bitches, fuck this, blah, blah, blah. Well, now we're getting way off the point. And then when women show up who are pro-life get told to go home, or women who are conservative show up, they're told to go home. How is this a women's march? You know? Because it's just, that's the problem, is the evolution of things that start. Where, like, feminism, good. Yes, women should earn just as much as a man does. Women should vote. Women should drive. Women should this and that, of course. But now this overturned swinging pendulum that's like women are 100% better than men. They should be this and that. Why can't it be equal? Well, because it's been unequal for so long. But that's not equality. To swing the pendulum the other way is not equality. So it's, I don't know. You have so many things and so many people that taint what's originally good.
What's your whole take on the birth control pill and what it's done to society? Whether your opinion's good or bad, I just kind of want to like hear your side on what the whole birth control thing has done.
Well, I don't know, because sometimes there's other benefit than just keeping children at bay. There's a lot of stuff with women who go through horrible periods that are debilitating, and they can't obviously take off work for that every time. And some women would go, why not? Well, are you really going to expect a fucking job when a week out of every month you're going to say, see ya? Even though it's not your fault, whatever. But it kind of is. We all know who sinned first. Look at the Bible. So, I think for that aspect, great. If it helps you manage shit so you can do things, yes. I also think women are incredibly strong creatures and can deal with it. Yes. But it just comes up to tolerance, I guess, and what you're willing to put yourself through. I don't know. As far as the society goes, I don't think it's done too much damage. Because even if you have sex unprotected on the pill, you're still in the risk of transmitting sexual diseases. I think abortion and prophylactics have done more to societal problems than anything else than birth control.
Do you think that the birth control pill has led to having more abortions? Abortions, not abortions?
No, I think the accessibility and the legislation that's gone through to make abortion super easy to get has led to more abortions. Because just taking case in point, I mean, you might want to call it anecdotal, but the Planned Parenthood movie that came out, Unplanned, the movie about the girl who was a high-ranking director of Planned Parenthood, was a witness to an abortion and completely changed her whole entire life perspective and now works for pro-life movement.
Really?
That movie came out and it got rated an R rating. And it never once showed a graphic depiction of an abortion, doesn't show what actually happened during an abortion where they cut the baby up and they take it out and all that. They didn't show that. But it got an R rating, meaning parents need to go with their child to see this movie or go with their teenager to go see this movie.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But there's legislation in states that allow a teenager 15 years of age or younger to go get an abortion without their parents' knowledge. So what are you telling me? A movie that doesn't depict abortion is more damaging to a child than actually going to get an abortion without a parent? Is that what you're telling me, FCC and legislators? Or is that what you're saying? Because if that's the case, y'all fucked up and you know what you're doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I think that also comes down to a flawed consciousness and natural law. Like, to have an abortion and to be okay with having an abortion, I think there is a lot of flawed consciousness when it comes down to it. I think that there are good and evil, right? And the more you think about the evil side of things and you're participating in the evil side of things, your conscience is going to become flawed, right? Now, with the whole rape case, and like, obviously there are babies out there that are obviously contraceptive during rape. There are babies out there that are going to be born with a lot of disabilities. And that's the main argument that they bring up, right?
Rape and incest conceived children makes up for like 0.001%.
Yeah, and that's
So
what I was going to just bring up. So
it's a facile argument.
I don't know. It's like I remember I was reading this one Facebook post, and she basically just posted on why she got an abortion. And she was talking about how, like, her and her boyfriend tried everything. You know, we did everything to make sure that it wouldn't happen. You know, we wore condoms, we did the birth control pill, we did this, and that. And I'm like, you still had sex. Mm-hmm. You didn't do everything. Like, you had sex.
Yeah.
Like, does that not even come to their brain? Like, it's like
Pregnancy and AIDS are 100% avoidable.
like you
You know?
I don't know. Like I'm still not at the point where I could just comment something like, "You still had sex though."
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not sitting here like I haven't done it. Like I'm like I made that mistake for sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sitting here saying I'm like I know everything and I know that it's like that it's bad, but it's like you still fucking had sex.
Yeah.
You didn't do everything.
Yeah,
I know that you had the sex for pleasure with the birth
consequence.
control and with the condoms, and it still happened. Now you're gonna blame it on this unborn child?
And take it out on him or her or they, whatever.
Babies.
Babies. You know, you're right. I remember I was on Fox News and they got in hot water because they were talking about contraception, birth control, and abortion. And the guy said, yeah, we had contraceptions back when I was a teenager. It was called you put an aspirin between your legs and don't let it fall out. And they were like, wow. And he's like, what? What is wrong? You don't want a kid? What is wrong with telling people don't have sex? What is wrong with that? Because you live in a society that doesn't accept the idea that you and I have professed on this podcast already, that it's supposed to be with someone that you are willing to enter in a long-term relationship with, i.e. marriage, and then have kids. Why is that crazy? Why is that asinine? Because we live in a world that is all about me. You live in a world that is all about what I want, when I want it, how I want it. That's why porn is $1 billion industry. There you go. That's what you live in. And that's why the idea of not having sex is crazy. Because she's really hot. And she said yes.
Look, dude.
Because he bought me shots. And I wanted to. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Live your life, but understand that there are consequences to every action that you take. You're going to drive drunk, there's consequences to that. You're going to smoke weed, there's consequences to that. You're going to do crack, cocaine, cocaine, you're going to do a podcast and put it on the internet, there's going to be consequences for that.
We're probably going to get a lot of hate for this.
Not really. I don't think so, because our subscribers, I think, are aware. Yeah. But, yeah, you're right. There's a very easy way not to get pregnant. You don't have sex. And you won't get pregnant.
Crazy thought,
Crazy
man.
Concept. But speaking of are you ready to switch gears, or do you want to keep going?
Yes.
So speaking of toxic masculinity, we have a very good example of toxic masculinity. John Bones Jones. Johnny Bones Jones.
Just hire a driver, bro.
Just hire 50,000. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I'll go to Albuquerque. You buy my plane ticket? Tweet. Yeah. You fly me to Albuquerque. I'll fucking drive you around, bro. I'll fucking do everything you need me to do. Yeah. I'll even piss in a cup for you. Whatever you need. But guy, 50,000. I'll do it. John Bones Jones, I'm sure you'll know by the time this podcast comes out, got popped for a DWI in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Dom had to explain to me what a DWI
is. It's the same thing as DUI. It's just different states call it different things. DWI, driving while intoxicated. DUI, driving under the influence. Same thing.
Well, they gotta confuse us
because they're just fucking states. And also discharge of a fire or negligence with a firearm. He had a gun with him, and there was a discharged shell in his driver's seat, kind of like an Aaron Hernandez type deal. Underneath his driver's seat, the cartridge matched the caliber of. That's not the right word. The caliber matched the bullet to the gun that he had. So
I did not know this.
The gun was discharged. The bullet was in his car. Probably did a desk pop. I mean, who hasn't? Let's be a little real, Albuquerque.
When was the last desktop you did? September 08.
Yeah, mine was 2 days ago. It's been real boring. So in this quarantine.
Oh, that explains.
Yeah, that explains. Yeah. I thought I was outside.
No,
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was drunk when it happened.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
You make, like a sprinkler system coming out of there.
Yeah,
now? You got
yeah. We got a whenever
random fan in the side corner.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, it'll be good.
But yeah, so this is what third strike for Johnny.
I think he's out.
Well, he hit a pregnant lady with his car. That definitely does it.
Whoa!
Not this time. Before, remember?
And he still fought.
He still fucking fought. High on cocaine. Yeah, he did that. So that was good times. Yeah. Real great guy. Hit the thing so it doesn't do its trick.
You're more worried about Warzone downloading than this podcast, aren't you?
I don't want it to
I agree.
stop. I don't want it to stop and then be back to square one. Yeah. Thoughts, comments, concerns? I liked how Kobe Covington posted, see, there's no need to panic. The world is normal. I was like, winner, get him! You know, that was fantastic.
That's amazing. Wow, I did not know he did that. Kobe, I got you, bro. You good.
Yeah. What the fuck do you think
Thoughts?
Dana does? What do you think Dana does?
Dude, he is probably the greatest UFC fighter.
Without question, probably the GOAT. I mean, there's just his resume of who he's starched and who he's submitted and who he's won over.
But that doesn't mean can't be consequences.
Doesn't mean he's not human.
I think he's out.
You think? I don't think he's out.
I think he's out.
Because you know what's gonna happen if he's out. Dana's not stupid. What happens if he's out? He's still under contract, so he has to fight in the UFC. What happens if he's out is Bellator is the first call he gets.
He's either Bellator or one championship over in Tokyo.
He's not going to move over there. He definitely will sign with Bellator if the UFC just doesn't suspend him. But we'll see what the investigation holds. Why ddid he discharge his weapon? Clearly,
I think there's more coming in that we still need to know before we even make any decisions.
I'm good with rash decisions. I'm good with snap, knee-jerk
because
decisions.
let's say he flipping shot somebody.
And grab the casing. That's ballsy.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the shell was in his car.
Well, yeah, if he shot outside of his car, pop, pop.
Oh, true. Aaron Hernandez did. R.I.P.
I don't know, man.
Dude, I just don't want him to get released because what the fuck are you going to do with the light heavyweight division? There's murderers. There's murderers on that card. There's murderers in that division. But what are you going to do? Who are you going to fight? You're going to fight Dominic Reyes versus
No, it's
Corey
different weight
Anderson?
classes.
No, I was going to say Corey Anderson, but I said Colby. You're going to have Dominic Reyes fight who?
Gufferson.
Didn't he retire? Or he come back? I think he retired and said, I miss it too much. And he's like, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. Yeah, I think that's what happened. He did retire. After his last fight, he did retire. And
Well, probably because he couldn't see fucking straight, dude. I don't understand
that'll
that.
get you every time. I don't know, man. What do you do? He's the GOAT. He's John Bones Jones.
He's literally the GOAT.
What do you do with that puzzle?
I say we... Did I spill? No, that's the...
No, you're good.
Wow.
I caught it.
They make a fight in prison.
Oh.
Okay, the longest yard,
Yes.
but MMA.
Hey, I've been saying for the longest time, you want to fix the economy, you want to fix the overcrowded jail
That's what
population.
Street Beefs is doing on YouTube.
You want to fix the
Follow
overcrowded jail population? Yeet. You have them fight. You have pay-per-view fights to the death from prisoners. Only ones that have committed, like, hard crimes. I'm talking, like,
All right, well,
multiple.
not to the death.
To the death.
I'm saying
What are you gonna-
I'm saying you get a big bucket, put all the inmates' numbers in there, and you get 10 fights a weekend, and you go, cage 14142, you're now fighting 663,
Oh.
and then boom, go.
Well, the problem is that if you don't fight to the death, then you don't solve...
classes.
You don't solve... no weight classes. Little Mario, who's the jail twink, is going to go up against Hector.
Hey, it's
The enforcer for the cartel.
It's the
That'd be
universe
beautiful.
speaking, bro. The bucket is the universe.
The bucket's the universe. But the guy who picks the thing has to have like a cape on.
Yes.
It's like, you have
He has
been
to wear a
chosen.
Harry Potter invisibility cloak so they can't be pissed off at him anymore.
I'll do it. I'll pick
But you'll be the person that's picking the actual fights has to be locked in like a cage and then like transported out by security guards.
Oh, yeah,
because
no,
you
he's
know
not
the
safe.
blame's gonna be put on
He's
them,
not
which I'd
safe.
blame him too.
Yeah, he's not safe.
If I had to fight Igor or Hafjafam Downson, so I don't know,
real.
man. That's what I would say. I would say make a longest yard out of the whole MMA deal. I think
Yeah.
you'd find some great fights. I
Hey.
mean, just watch Street Beefs. Half of them have been in prison.
Hey, bad idea. But, you know, we're going to have John Jones get shivved? No. He is going to go to jail. He's going to do some
No,
time.
they wouldn't get shivved in the joint. They'd be cleared. They'd go through a scan. You know, a lot of things would be necessary.
Yo, you can keister a
Bro,
shiv.
have them fight naked. That's why you know you can't.
Wow.
There would be no.
This
I mean,
is
this
not
pull
a
out
good
of his
idea.
asshole. Just
This
pulls
is-
out a joint.
This
and,
is
like,
getting worse.
I'm just saying, dude.
He's going to do jail. That's going to be his suspension. He's going to come back, and that's it. Dana White's gonna give him
How many years in jail does he does? He's probably gonna get
Does he
better in jail.
just gonna get better. Just gonna get that prison body.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, he doesn't work out his
Some
legs
weird
already.
Fucking just
He's
like,
got no legs. So
bro,
this
have
is
you ever
perfect.
seen prison triceps?
Oh, they're different.
They're different,
just
dude.
different.
From all like the calisthenic body weight shit they do,
They
their
didn't-
triceps go down to like the wrist.
They need. Oh Lord! They need a squat machine in prison. They just have a lot of upper body, not a lot of.
Do me a favor, anybody that's
Not a lot of,
watching, look up prison powerlifting.
Uh,
You ever seen that?
no.
Prison
I don't
powerlifting,
spend a lot of time looking at prisoners.
no pre-workout, no music, straight up. These guys are squatting, deadlifting, and benching. They have a whole state meet prison powerlifting.
They do not.
We'll look it up after
You're
this, dude.
lying.
This dude literally went to go squat 800 pounds, and his boy in the back is reading out of the Bible to pump him up. Scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Dude.
Yes!
Scariest flipping thing.
It's like Cam Newton yesterday working out to gospel. Someone said he's working out to gospel. The NFL's gonna burn to the ground.
Dude, straight up, like these guys, and you know what's so hilarious about it? Like they get, like the guy that's about to squat, you know those people that have big eyeballs that can open up like their forehead with them? He was like looking like that, and his boy was reading out of the Bible, and he hits the 800-pound squat, and then like this like official was like, "All right, everybody, time to go home," and they were walking back to their jail cell with their gym bags. He's like, "I think I can get 850 next time." Oh my god! Yes, dude.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. No steroids. That's all natural beef.
I mean,
how do you get steroids in prison?
dude?
Oh,
they
probably.
find ways, bro.
People sell cigarettes in prison, so I'm assuming they can get joint. You know.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I like to think it's natural, but
That's fucked
prison
up,
isn't
bro.
natural. So. But yeah, that's my whole thought on things, man. John Jones Bones. What do you think about what's his face? That guy that got tested for EPO.
Dillashaw?
Dillashaw.
His suspension's almost up.
It's been 2 years since that.
It's been a year and a half.
Wow.
Cash money.
Who's he gonna fight? Henry Cueto?
Henry Cejudo? No, Henry Cejudo. Who is Henry Cejudo fighting? I don't know. They haven't even said anything about who he's fighting yet. I don't know, man. I'm praying to the MMA gods that fucking Khabib and Ferguson go.
Oh, bro, it's gonna happen. They're thinking about doing it on a cruise ship.
Oh, that would be dope.
They're thinking about doing it on a cruise ship. Bro, they're going to get Elon Musk and SpaceX involved. They're going to do that shit on the moon.
That'd be awesome.
In a little
that'd be
fucking snow globe.
That would
up
be
there.
that would be definitely.
Can you
really
imagine Khabib
expensive.
just fucking...
just
just floating.
trying to wrestle and Ferguson's on his back with his legs up. Come on, and he's just up in the
They're
air.
in full clinch, 20 feet up in the air.
Tethered though. You got to tether him. You don't want him to lose. Oh
It's
my god.
the same thing as arm wrestling. You know, if your hands get a little slippery, they put that wrist. I mean, the
Oh god. I watched that and go, how are you not breaking your wrist?
well, it's a lot to do with technique in the back.
Your mom's a lot to do with technique. Boom, got him.
I'm leaving. The
I like how it
podcast.
says 100% updated and it's not done yet. Lies.
It's thinking.
Lies.
It's thinking. We're currently sitting on the ground. Dom has coronavirus. I'm probably gonna get it too because I'm in
I gotta
here.
throw these out because this is not gonna help me.
I'm in the house.
Yeah, you
We're
are.
watching Warzone update. It says 100% updating, but yet it's still updating.
I want the best for John Jones. He needs to get healthy. He's the best that's ever fought, and he needs to get
But
it
this
together.
is strike 3, bro. What has he done? What has he done? Cocaine,
DUI,
DUI,
popped hot, hit a pregnant lady with his car,
hit a pregnant lady with his car,
discharged a firearm,
Discharged a
and
firearm.
drove intoxicated again.
drove intoxicated. That's 6.
Again.
Illuminati. 666.
I just feel so bad for Cormier. He's
Bro.
such a good guy.
Yeah,
and
he's
no
a
one
family
gives a
man.
fuck about him. You know, I just feel bad for him.
People want what they can't have, Dom.
Cocaine and strippers?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What'd you think about that Tyson Fury? Because they recently played it.
Oh, I missed it.
Rewatch on ESPN.
Damn it.
The first fight. Whew, that was a good fight, man. Very, very.
He
good
won that fight too.
I think so.
He won
I
that
think
fight.
so.
You can't give him you can't give a draw based on
But
one
dude,
knockdown.
The
Granted, it was a beautiful
hit
knockdown.
he took,
It was a beautiful knockdown.
he should have been dead.
Yeah, you can't give him the fight though based on that.
Like, he should have been dead by Deontay Wilder's right hand. Deontay Wilder only has that.
Oh, yeah.
He literally
That's all he's got.
fakes the jab.
He's got a fake jab.
and then just comes in with Jupiter,
Yep.
like hitting the earth.
Dark magic from Alabama.
That's it. That's what it's
Dark
called.
magic
Yeah.
from Alabama. That's what you got.
Second fight, Tyson just made him look like a bitch.
He made him look terrible. He made him look like he hadn't even fucking boxed before.
Dude, the difference between Tyson in the first fight and the second fight, conditioning and shape-wise, were crazy.
Yeah.
Because his first fight was like his comeback.
Yeah.
Right after he basically almost committed suicide, driving his Ferrari into a wall or something.
He was big.
He was a
Do you remember that?
yeah.
You remember that
Yeah.
before and after?
Yeah.
Big.
Dude, a lot of respect for that dude.
Big.
A lot of respect.
A lot of
for
respect
that
for his wife.
dude. Yeah.
Dear God.
God bless her. And then the second fight, the difference, you could just see he was mentally just there, dude. You see him in the back lobby before the fight, just straight chilling. Deontay Wilder blaming the fight on his costume, whatever that was. It looked awesome, though, not gonna lie.
Yeah, well,
Didn't it look devilish?
I don't have any respect for Deontay Wilder anymore. Now, granted, if he came through the door, I'd be like, I love you.
But
don't
supposedly
have any.
he met with the Pope before that fight.
He met with the Pope?
Yeah, he's basically. I'm pretty sure he's like Catholic. But that design costume, it looked like Satan.
Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, it looked like he was.
With the Pope? What does Francis do? Would you just go lead the church? The fuck? Man. Anyway.
Get the fuck out of here! You sound like a little bitch. Carl.
Dude, there's someone every night around 9:30 that drives down this street with their speakers bumping. Every night, speakers bumping.
It's me.
I saw, after what I heard in my driveway, I was like, is that fucking the guy? Like, why is he here? Yeah, no, I thought it's seriously demonic. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Every night and every morning.
You ever watch Ghost Adventures?
Nope. Don't believe in it.
I had a conversation
I don't
about
believe in letting that in.
this girl I was seeing, and then my mom. We were having a conversation about it, and they were just bashing me, man. They were bashing me so hard. Yes, some of it for sure. I could see how it's fake, right?
Can you?
But bro,
Oh, no.
bro,
You're going to try and rationalize?
listen.
Let's not.
Just hear me out, dude. Okay? Just
Okay.
hear me out, dude. Okay? Picture this, all right?
No.
You go into a mental insane asylum, if that's what you call
Just
it,
say an asylum.
that's been abandoned for 50 years.
Yeah.
And you stay there overnight on a full moon, and you don't think anything's going to happen? You out of your mind.
I don't know, dude.
All the things that are going on.
Okay, so ghosts and, like, demons sitting in a building. Sure. That happens. Sure. I mean, exorcism's a real thing.
Yeah. So why can't
I had a
this be
priest
real
come
thing?
here and do an exorcism here. And when he said, the demons, I drive you out of this place, my front door slammed shut. It wasn't open to begin with.
I doubt that happened.
100%. Swear to God.
And I'm still here, and you don't let me know that? You have to let everybody know when they open that door.
It's
hey,
gone!
by the way, 4 months ago, demons slammed my door. Hopefully they're gone.
Like 6 months.
6 months. You
Yeah,
think I
it was
know how long
right
you
here.
lived
He was doing it right here, and then over there, ka-chang! And I'm like, oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
You don't think it was just the wind?
It might be. But what causes the wind? Ghosts.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what causes the wind. It's ghosts. You didn't know that?
So you think every windy day there's just a lot of ghosts going
Pissed
around?
off about someone trying to ruin their day.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. What are tornadoes then, Dom?
A lot of ghosts.
Fuck you.
El
Get out of here, dude.
El Diablo.
Get.
El Diablo. So I was trying to, speaking of El Diablo, I was trying to get into like Supernatural, the TV show.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. It's like a lot of procession shit and like pentagram shit. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, am I bringing this into my house? You know? Because a lot of priests and a lot of like Catholic people say, shouldn't really watch anything about paranormal activity, shouldn't watch anything about possession.
That's a good movies, though.
Yeah, shouldn't watch anything about that shit because it's opening a window into your life. Like, you're connecting with it, you're watching it, you're experiencing it. It can kind of sort of open doors to your reality. So I don't watch it anymore because I got scared.
So then what's going to happen to me if I constantly listen to Suicide Boys?
Join a gang. I think that's probably the worst. It's not possessed. Is it possessed? Is it demonic? Oh, stop. Just listen to gospel. Every hour.
You've never heard Ghost Main Suicide Boys?
I've
Man?
heard it. Yeah. I have a couple on my Apple playlist, and I kind of want to get rid of it.
But it's really good.
I understand, but I think you need to change gears into something a little bit more easy to deal with.
I tried going to Viking music.
Don't.
I tried
Just
doing that for a little bit.
Listen to gospel. You know, do a Cam Newton.
NF, he's good. Eminem, you know, but God,
Logic.
There's nothing like some good old Suicide and Ghost Man.
Seek help.
When he says like, when I be shooting, the demons be controlling me, like I felt that. You know what I mean?
All right, we're gonna lock this podcast up. Yeah, Coranacast part 2, part 3.
But can we not? Let's call it something where, because we had a good discussion.
We did have a good
discussion.
Good stuff.
We had a good discussion there. Okay.
I'll call it something else.
You'll call it, but then you could like hashtag coronavirus or /coronavirus.
Yeah,
part
I'll
3.
call it Coranacast part 2 /
What if the
good
Coranacast lasts forever? I keep saying, Dom, we're gonna go into a grocery store straight up fighting. I'm your friend now.
I'm gonna punch.
But when I want to get, sorry. But when I want to get that bread, I'm gonna get that bread.
Yeah. All right, I have to pee. So we will call it a day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Oh God.